Hello. This is Ben, part of Essence Plays, and we are in City Skylines 2, and we're on episode 30. And I said for the last few episodes, I'm going to do 30 episodes in this playthrough, and then I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to start another series to see how we get up to. And I think overall, as you can see on your screen right now, we've achieved a lot. I started this game with no real idea how to play it. I was familiar with City Skylines 1. I was doing a bit of mod packing and stuff like that. But overall, the style between Skylines 1 and Skylines 2 is vastly different, as many of you subscribers would have known and saw and witnessed. There have been lots of tips and tricks along the way. And not just have I improved as a City Skylines 2 player and the details, but also I feel like as a channel and I guess a content creator, my channel has grown from 100 subscribers since we started this playthrough, and now on episode 30 we're closing in on 750 subscribers. So pretty much quadrupling, if not more, subscribers since then and now. And that is down to this game. I absolutely love it. Hopefully you can hear the passion in my voice when I talk about City Skylines 2. So in this episode we're going to reminisce, we're going to go through all the different regions, seeing if anything else needs to be done or added. Then I'll do a bit of a montage. This isn't going to be a traditional 30-minute video from me. It's more of looking at what we've done and then getting excited for the next playthrough, which I'll give it a little bit of time to think about, like how I want to play it, the region that I want to build us in. I would like to get some recommendations on mods. I'm not going to do a completely vanilla playthrough that I've done this series. I want to go in a few mod packs. But anyway, I've talked way too long about the intro, so if you want to see how my city has turned out, where my pitfalls were, the mistakes I made, we're looking at infrastructure, we're looking at how the overall city does. Stay tuned. But yeah, let's just jump straight into the episode. So here we have it. We've got a lot of lack of skilled labour, which is concerning. There's a lot of bulls. I think it's because the tech university and all the facilities are taking time. But this is the last city we built, Fairview Springs. I was really happy how this played out. If you can see how this city has been, how this city was formed and built compared to maybe our starting region over here. Although, in theory, this isn't exactly how it looked beforehand, because this area looks much nicer than it was prior. But I feel like my overall build style has drastically improved, mixing North America and European styles to give it a unique look, mixing in medium density and low density. Just gives it a very nice feel to it. I just noticed. So one of the things when I started up the stream, and my money was wild. So as you can see this at the moment, the amount I'm making from taxes is insane. So I don't know what I've done, but I found some loophole where I'm basically making a shed ton of money off something. Concrete. I'm making 214 million profits on concrete. So don't know what I've done there, but otherwise I've found a glitch in the matrix, clearly. Yeah, wild. Anyway, that's just a distraction. I just saw the 3 arrows going up going, well, that's making a shed ton of money, and it's because my concrete is just having a moment. So like I said, this is the last episode, which is sad, but also really reminiscent of the game itself. I'm actually really chuffed how it's played out. Like, I've not got any major bottlenecks when it comes to traffic, because the infrastructure has been built from the ground up. Everywhere is interconnected. We've managed to get the majority of transportation up and running. Just checking now. Yeah, as you can see, we've got all transportation, obviously ignoring taxes and that. So I'm really happy. So from an infrastructure point of view, really pleased with how it's turned out and the general region. So if we just do a bit of a stock take, I said that last episode and I really started laughing at myself. We've pretty much got amazing coverage across the board. Healthcare is in a really good state. I guess landfill, garbage collection, fire service, and I've not really done much disaster control because I've got disasters off. Policing, crimes on like an all-time low. Admin, as you can see, in the kind of dense residential areas were good, and education. A little bit low on the elementary and college, but overall I think I'm happy with how the education's played out. So from a regional perspective and services, nothing has really gone wrong. We've had some hiccups along the way. Let's be honest. But overall from the city. So let's look at the first area, the last area that we built. So this is where the technical university was, and we followed on the expansion of the airport. This was a custom built area. It wasn't like an organically grown over time. So it's much easier to build it from the ground up with infrastructure in mind. And that's why everything's quite efficient here. Aside from the skilled labourers, which I'm going to ignore. And then we built a bit of a farming village over here, which I'm very, very happy about as well. Moving over kind of the north of Fairview Springs, we have one of our first areas that we created, which is more of a green, family-friendly farming village kind of area. Yes, we expanded into oil. That was the only area we could get oil, so kind of disappointed that the way those two areas are very similar to next to each other. But this is where I'd call this is the high net worth. You got your Rockstar mansions on over at Popstar over there. So I'm very happy with the farming area. Moving a bit like southeast, but this is probably the area that I'm not happy with the most, just because it's very hard to do anything like great with ore, stone. I created this kind of superficial mountain. This wasn't here before, so that has helped quite a bit, just kind of make it look a little bit more natural. But overall, yeah, it's just an ugly facility, and I can't really do anything with it. So I created these kind of purpose-built houses over the cliff tops just to give it a bit more character. But then I guess I moved all my garbage collection over here because I've kind of wrote this area off as this. This is just going to be a bit ugly. We've got the cargo trains, got the incinerators, data center, all that kind of stuff over here. So this is probably the place I dislike the most, just because it's just a bit ugly and out of the way and stuff like that. But all the services there were a necessary evil. Moving to the east, yep. We've got the lumber area, which we kind of not really looked at all since we built it, and a bit of farmland over here. This is our main industrial area. Got the rail yard in the middle and the cargo trains there, which was our first proper train line, I would say. And then we've got the cargo harbour over here, which was our first connection to the outside world via cargo, which, you know, I was definitely new to the idea of cargo, so that wasn't running for a while because I didn't realise you had to do outer or exterior connections. And then moving a little bit more up here, as you can see, more industry. We haven't, since building this industry area, industry has just been non-existent demand-wise. So, you know, that's a win for me. Bit of water treatment over here that we've put in the last few episodes. But overall, that large block of industry has facilitated the whole region when it comes to goods. Moving a little bit more into the middle, we've got Grizzly Terrace. This is our farming village. We put it into kind of the main intersection. So you can see the highway. This is the main highway here, which then cuts off to the east. So I wanted to build like a little bit of a village in between, because it's just a bit of barren land, just trying to make it look a little bit more connected. And I'm very happy with the outcome. This is when I started to play around with the, like having proper downtowns and residential and commercial and just general feel, and I think that's played out really well. So I'm going to use that similar technique in a new playthrough. Moving not more north, we have, I'd say, south of the river, south of our main capital area, is all like low residential. We moved a lot of our public services like colleges, elementary school, high school, what have we got? Another elementary school, welfare offices, all to the south of the river because we wanted to build the big downtown, which we'll get onto in a second. So this actually worked out much better than I expected. This was where we initially built our industry area, so there was pollution that we had to contend with. So we had to wait until that was gone before we built this area, and it worked like an absolute treat. And you can see all the kind of these areas are connected through loads of like roads, interchanges. Yeah, it just looks like a proper metropolitan, as you can see if I zoom in. That's what you want to see. You want to see all the districts connecting to each other, public transport going across. Yeah, very happy with south of the river. Moving northeast, we have Firstly, our harbour area. This was initially where our hospital was, and we moved that away and we turned it into a little bit more of a tourist area to get into the city, which is very close to our Essenceberg station. So a lot of public transport is around here, which was by design. We've got our parking areas, we've got our underground, everything's connected here, which is ideal. So if tourists come in, they can jump straight off a boat onto a train or onto the underground, and you can get to anywhere in the region. So we don't have to rely on like lots of buses or the like. Tynus Junction, this is more of an upmarket area. We've got the central bank, which we had to fit in somehow. We've got all of our public services, parking, medium density anyway. This is where a lot of renters go. We've got our like trams, so we have our major tram line running across the middle here, which looks very nice. So this sets the scene when we move more to kind of what I call southwest, or just to the south of downtown. You can see the kind of residential areas and the general upmarket areas have changed. We've got the office blocks, we've got the riverfront, we've got the wheel, our main hospital. This, if you came to the region, you'd know automatically this is where probably the most of the wealth of the city gets created, which is absolutely spot on because all of our taxes and stuff, aside from the wild concrete thing that we had earlier, we had a massive like uptick in rent, and this kind of sustained ourselves into the growth stage. Moving up to kind of north of downtown, we've got to the main Grand Hotel, and as you can see, we created this in a certain way. So if you look all the way down here, you've got basically a straight view of all the way until the river, which I think is a pretty nice touch, if I must say so myself. We've got the main university, aside from the Tech University, to the north of the town. This is what I guess most people will be in attendance to. If they're in the big city, they need to be educated. So that's why we've not got loads of people screaming like low education, because they're all funneling from this university here. Perfect. Following this main highway, we'll go across the mountain range. I changed these roads into dirt because we had that as like a motorway, which made no sense. But if we follow this down, we've also got this small little town to the north, which is Maple Crest. A little bit more of a town. I was going to do something with it. I need to fill in the blanks. But overall, that was just very much like a very spot town, because nothing was up here and I wanted to do something that was a little bit more different. And that was it. Those were all the areas that we created. So in summary, we've got our industry area here. We've got our ore and waste area over here. We've got our little farming village in the middle. We have our capital and our downtown here. We have a little farming village to the east over there. We've got another farming village and our oil production. And then another main area that we created last, which was the airport, the subway yard, the rail yard. All this area here with the technical university. So I am very, very pleased. I'm going to spend a fair amount of time, probably offline, just going around it and reminiscing of what was built. And this is the great thing about City Skylines is, and also uploading on YouTube, I can go back to episode 1 and see what it was all like, and then I can go literally flip to episode 30 and this is what we have. So, with that being said, I'm going to now flip into a bit of a montage of the city and then probably end the recording now. I'm not going to create too much drama about this one. I hope you have enjoyed this playthrough. Like I said, it's been a joy of mine to produce this. Getting all the feedback from yourselves has been, an absolute pleasure, and the following and support has been amazing. So thank you again. If you want to see how I go about starting a new city somewhere, make sure to subscribe. You'll get it up in your feed very soon. Make sure to like and obviously comment. It helps a lot in regards to general engagement into the series and the channel. But otherwise, let's get into the montage.